swinging in, and it's a fair ball, and Wayzata wins it. Champlin Park back to state for the third straight year.
Welcome to Sports Jam. I'm Jay Wilcox.
I'm John Jacobson. We're into the heart of the fall playoffs. This week on the show, highlights from 5 section soccer finals. We'll hear from 2 of the 4 local qualifiers in Class AA.
And we'll get started with the final regular season games and a look ahead to the playoffs and prep football. The Cooper football team had a chance to complete what's believed to be the first unbeaten regular season in school history. It was anything but easy. Cooper meeting Irondale for the Suburban Gold title. First quarter, Cooper's Pedro Amusu takes the screen pass, goes upfield and stiff arms a defender. He weaves his way across the field, and this one covers 61 yards for a touchdown for the Hawks. To the second quarter, another big play. Nate Hill takes it on the sweep and he cuts upfield, and he is gone as well. 69 yards for the score this time and a 14-0 Cooper lead. Irondale cuts the lead to 14-13 just before halftime. Cooper's Kayvon Fryer with the interception. He walks into the end zone. It's 20-13 Hawks at halftime. In the third quarter, Cooper's Ante Burns, after a big punt return by Phoenix Sproles, gets in from 5 yards out for a 34-20 lead. But the Knights come back, and with less than 2 minutes left in regulation, Parker Freiberg scores. The extra point makes it 34-all. We go to overtime. In the second OT, Hill will not go down on this play. He fights his way through the crowd and gets to the end zone for a 41-34 Cooper lead. On Irondale's possession, a pass on fourth down, but Terrence Nicholson breaks it up and seals the win. Cooper wins the sub-district title and wraps up an undefeated regular season.
Totino Grace and Champlin Park each went to the state semifinals in Class 6A a year ago, with Grace winning it all. They've each had a little bit tougher seasons this fall, but they played a real thriller in Fridley in the regular season finale. Third quarter, the Eagles' Zach Klossing will run it in from 3 yards out, and this touchdown and the extra point ties the game at 14. Still in the third, the Rebels with a 4th and 1 from their own 45. They give it to Devin Gray, and watch him emerge from the pile. He escapes and goes off for a 55-yard run, just getting into the end zone, giving Champlin Park a 21-14 lead. Fourth quarter tied at 21 with 1:08 to play. And Eagles quarterback Peyton Schuler unleashes a long pass to a wide-open Isaac Richards. It's a 64-yard touchdown. Totino leads 28-21. That didn't secure the win. The Rebels have time to rally. And after a long kickoff return, Joey Folds passed to Ernest Wardlow, and he goes the distance, 29 yards for a touchdown. It's 28-27 Eagles. Champlin Park decides to go for 2. And it's Folds keeping it, and he'll get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion to make it 29-28 Rebels. Somehow there was still time for a last-second field goal try for Totino to win it. But the kick here goes just wide left. Great ending. Champlin Park wins a big one on the road, 29-28 Rebels.
Maple Grove has 3 losses this fall, but all came against top 5 teams. The Crimson look to end the regular season on a good note against Wayzata. Former Wayzata defensive coordinator Matt Lombardi coaching Maple Grove against former Crimson AD Lambert Brown, now head coach at Wayzata. The Trojans get on the board first. Miles Johnson drills the 30-yard field goal. Wayzata leads 3-0 after the opening quarter, but quarter 2 is a much different story. At the start of the second, Justin Stolp powers his way in for a 6-yard touchdown for the Crimson, and they grab a 7-3 lead. 2 minutes later, after a fumbled Wayzata punt snap, Evan Hull gets some good blocks and cuts through the hole to score easily for a 14-3 Crimson lead. The next punt, another tough one for Wayzata. Jake Hansen blocks it. Joe Raymond recovers for the easy touchdown and a 21-3 lead for Maple Grove. And there's still more to come from them. 30 seconds to play in the first half. Curtis Haugen right on target to Raymond for the touchdown. Maple Grove outscores Wayzata 28-0 in the second quarter on the way to a 35-10 victory. So the playoffs begin this week with the big schools starting Friday night and smaller classes playing Tuesday and Saturday this week. In Class 6A, Maple Grove hosts Wayzata. That's a repeat of the regular season finale. Champlin Park plays at Mounds View, and Armstrong is at Blaine. Hopkins travels to face top seed St. Michael Albertville, while Totino Grace is home to play Anoka. Tuesday in Class 5A, Park Center travels to Irondale. The Knights beat the Pirates during the regular season. Osseo heads to Sauk Rapids in a Section 6 game. The winner of that one plays at Elk River Saturday. In Class 4A, unbeaten Benilde St. Margaret's earns a first-round bye and will host a game on Saturday. Brooklyn Center is home to play Pine City in their Section 5 3A game on Tuesday night. Providence Academy is at home to face Watertown Mayor in Section 2 3A. Breck has a bye Tuesday. And in 9-man football, West Lutheran is on the road Tuesday playing at top seed Red Rock Central in Lamberton. The Armstrong volleyball team won the West Division Championship of the Northwest Suburban Conference this fall, while Champlin Park won the North Division. Those two met to determine the 2017 Conference Championship. Even the national press on hand to capture the sights and sounds of this one. Champlin Park takes control early. Izzy Ashburn with the set to Sammy Hilly in the middle for the kill and an 18-10 Rebels lead. Ashburn working as a hitter this time on a set from Emma Schmidt, and it's just in. The Rebels roll to a 25-12 win in the opening set. Armstrong battles back. Riley Fry sets it outside to Lauren Clark, who hammers it to the deep middle, but the Falcons still trail 16-9. Champlin Park keeps the pressure on. Schmidt will pound it home off the Ashburn set as Champlin Park goes up 2-0 with a 25-11 win. The third set is much closer. Armstrong goes quick here. Brenna Meyer scores for a 13-11 Falcons lead. They keep battling and they tie it up at 21-21, but it's Champlin Park coming out on top as they sweep the Falcons, giving them their 4th straight conference title.
And we're really proud of ourselves. We're proud of where we are right now. We know we're not done yet. We got a lot of work to do before sections in state, hopefully. Yeah, that match was really fun to play though. It was a good win.
After that win at Armstrong, Champlin Park placed second in a strong field at the Chaska tournament over the weekend. The 24-4 Rebels lead the local teams in seeding for the upcoming Section 5 3A tournament. Champlin Park, the #1 seed for the tourney. The Rebels make a bid for a 4th consecutive state tournament appearance. Maple Grove's strong regular season earned the Crimson the 2nd seed in 5 3A. STMA is seeded 3rd, followed by Osseo, Rogers, Buffalo, Wayzata, Park Center, and Cooper. In first-round matches on Tuesday, Cooper plays at Park Center. Wayzata is home to face Coon Rapids, and Orono's at Buffalo. The quarterfinals are Tuesday with Champlin Park, Osseo, Maple Grove, and St. Michael Albertville all hosting matches. The semifinals are on Halloween night at the site of the highest remaining seed after this week's quarterfinals, and then the section final November 2nd at Anoka High School.
In Section 6 3A, Hopkins is the #1 seed. The Royals have won the section the past 2 seasons. Benilde St. Margaret's is seeded 2nd ahead of Armstrong, with Edina seeded 4th. First-round matches are Tuesday with Hopkins and Benilde hosting quarter-final round matches on Thursday. Hopkins will play either Burnsville or Jefferson. Benilde hosts either Washburn or South, while Armstrong plays either Southwest or Kennedy in the late match at Benilde. The semifinals are on Halloween at Cooper High School, and the section final is set for November 4th at noon, also at Cooper. And John, in Section 5 2A, Totino Grace is the highest seeded team from the area. The Eagles are the #3 seed. Providence Academy is 5th. And in Section 4A, West Lutheran is the highest local seed at #3.
All right, the fun begins this week. Still to come here on Sports Jam. Highlights from Section Soccer Finals. It was a good week for several local teams. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. It was a very good week for local soccer teams last week.
More local teams in the state tournament than ever, I believe, and that included a first-time entrant. Maple Grove meeting Centennial for the Section 5 AA girls title. First half, Mannon McMahon gets the ball past the diving Cougars goalie. Shelby Hamburger's there, knocks it into the net. 1-0 Grove, 23 minutes in. Late first half, the ball comes out to Meredith Hawkinson. Her shot is stopped, but McMahon is there to bang the rebound home. And the Crimson celebrate a 2-0 halftime lead. Now watch the play by Hawkinson that caps the scoring in the second half. She beats a defender off the Centennial goal kick, gets the ball to McMahon, who returns the pass to Hawkinson, who buries it into the Cougars net. Maple Grove wins its 17th match of the season and they earn the program's first ever state tournament berth.
I mean, I think it's just really encouraging to know that everything that we've worked for, not only this year, but the last years, it's kind of showed up.
It's big. It's one of those things that we kind of felt like we've always been so close that it felt like a bigger hurdle. But especially for these girls, there's a core group of girls that have been working pretty hard and have been close. So pretty proud of them for really coming out and showing what they got tonight.
The Crimson are seeded third for the state tournament behind Wayzata and Andover. The Crimson plays Eastridge in the Class AA quarterfinals Thursday night at 7:30 at Chisago Lakes High School. The semifinals and state finals in both classes are next week at US Bank Stadium. The Wayzata girls soccer team is no stranger to the state tournament, but the Trojans missed out last year, losing to Minneapolis Washburn in the Section 6 AA final. Trojans got another shot at the Millers for the title last week. Second half of the scoreless match, and it's Lydia Rupert for Washburn. Madison Lowe stopping her on a great chance. A few minutes later, Sophie Triplett wins the race, gets it ahead to Emily Dillon. She scores for Wayzata, and it's a 1-0 Trojans lead. Wayzata strikes again a short time later. Eva Brewer intercepts a clearing attempt, drills a shot in for a 2-0 lead. And Lowe makes a few big saves down the stretch and net. Millers do get one late goal, but Wayzata wins 2-1 for the section title. The Trojans earned the #1 seed for the state Class AA tournament. They'll play St. Michael Albertville in the quarterfinals Wednesday at 5:30 at St. Cloud State University. And we'll have a story on the Trojans coming up later in our Sports Jam Spotlight.
The Wayzata boys made it all the way to the state title game last fall, losing to Stillwater. With much of that team back, the Trojans are back for another shot. Third-seeded St. Louis Park hope to pull the upset of the Trojans in the Section 6 AA final. First half, Wayzata's Eric Williams sneaks it through to Sadra Galzarian for the goal to give the Trojans a 1-0 halftime lead. Park ties it at 1 early in the second half, but Wayzata goes back in front. Patrick Weah with a header off the Williams corner kick. It's 2-1. And the Trojans are not done. They add 3 more in the final 11 minutes of play. Galzarian to a wide-open Ethan Wagner here, who scores twice in the second half. Wayzata is headed back to the state tournament with a 5-1 win.
At halftime, we were really just looking to keep our heads up, have a good game, finish it out. We need to stay confident, and we had some good chances, and we were able to finish in the end.
As expected, the unbeaten Trojans receive the #1 seed for the Class AA tournament. They play unseeded Mountain View Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. in the quarterfinals at St. Cloud State. The Maple Grove boys were the top seed in Section 8 AA after a regular season that included just one loss. St. Cloud Tech visiting the Crimson in the championship. Bashir Abdullahi's passes headed toward the keeper, but Ishmael gets there first and deflects it in. St. Cloud Tech is up 1-0. 2.5 minutes later, Maple Grove answers. Alex Downing heads the long free kick, and Riley Gill beats the keeper to the ball to score. It's a 1-1 game at halftime. Maple Grove dominates the second half. Downing's free kick hits a defender in the wall and deflects in. The Crimson go up 2-1 early in the second half. 3 minutes later, Jeff Clune drops the pass to Downing for the tap-in goal as the Crimson win it 3-1. Maple Grove was seeded 4th for the Class AA tournament. They are matched up against Prior Lake in the quarterfinals. That follows Wayzata Mountains View on Wednesday night at approximately 7:30 at St. Cloud State, and we'll hear from the Crimson later in the show.
Maple Grove's only loss this season was to Totino Grace. The Eagles are in Class A. They played Breck for the Section 5 title. Mustangs the 3rd seed, Totino Grace the #1 seed in the section. No scoring until the second half when Totino's Herbert Endele races past the defender and slips a shot inside the far post. That goal makes it 1-0 Eagles. 8 minutes later, watch the play here by the Mustangs. Eric Smits, the free kick. William Ferruccio gets up for the great header goal. That one ties the game at 1. But Grace goes back in front with a great goal of its own. Endele's corner kick headed in perfectly by Matthew Hagan. Hagan's goal proves to be the game winner. Eagles headed to the state tournament for the first time since 2013 with a 2-1 win.
I think it really prepares us because our only loss was to Blake, and these guys beat them, so beating Breck was a huge confidence booster for us.
We've drawn that play up a million times. Their goalkeeper's a great goalie. I just followed my run, went to the back, and knocked it in.
The Eagles are the #1 seed in Class A. Totino faces unseeded Chisago Lakes in the quarterfinal round. That match is Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. at Farmington High School.
It's state tournament week in girls tennis. Last week we showed you Wayzata qualifying for the team portion of the tournament by winning the Section 5 AA title. Singles and doubles competition in that section included some local winners too. In the singles final, Maple Grove 8th grader Zoe Adkins beat Simona Potochkova for the championship. It was Wayzata versus Wayzata in the doubles final. Grace Jacobson and Sydney Stern beat teammates Lauren Lowe and Miyazuki in the championship match. Lowe and Zuki then beat a Champlain Park team for true second to join Jacobson and Stern in the state tournament.
The team portion of the state tournament coming up Tuesday and Wednesday with singles and doubles play Thursday and Friday.
And best of luck to all of the local entrants. Next up on Sports Jam, we'll talk with a Wayzata girls soccer team that's overcome some big injuries to reach the state tournament.
The Wayzata girls soccer team is heading back to the state tournament after a hard-fought section championship win. The Trojans are a perennial power, but this year's squad has showcased its depth and resilience. Here's Jason Melillo with our Sports Jam Spotlight.
Marissa Kalkar scored 20 goals and 50 points for Wayzata this fall, but a late-season injury ended Kalkar's senior campaign, and the team was already missing standout midfielder Addison Clark. It didn't matter. The Lady Trojans showed their moxie and grinded through the section tournament, ultimately winning the title over Minneapolis Washburn.
It feels amazing. I know it's been our goal for the entire season. That's what we've all wanted.
Just because we lost Marissa, it didn't matter, and that it was a team sport, and we can do this for her, and we're doing it for her and Addie and everyone that just couldn't be out today. So
Wayzata is a perennial power in girls soccer, and head coach Tony Pesnecker's teams are always in the hunt for section and state titles. But the girls on the 2017 squad have showed a fortitude and bond that sometimes gets overlooked.
A lot more credit has to go to a lot of these players that were kind of in the background, and in the, when you've got two good players like Anderson and Marissa and they're not there, a lot of people are going to say, well, the team is dead and buried. Well, then you're really slighting the rest of those other players. So I just think this says volumes for the depth of our players, for the talent that they have and how much effort and work that they put in for it. So it really says a lot about the rest of those players.
The Millers beat Wayzata in last year's section final, so hoisting the 2017 trophy was sweet revenge for the Trojans.
For the last 3 years we've met them in the final. It's been us or them, and since we were the team that lost last, people said this is kind of like a rubber match. For now it's, we're thankful that we were able to revenge a little bit, to come back and perform and have a good match today against, a very talented and a very good and deserving side as well.
Junior goalie Madison Lowe was phenomenal for Wayzata, and her defenders were aggressive all game against the Millers' very talented attackers.
Our defenders were amazing tonight. Megan Maleka, she just was so solid in the back. We were able to really avoid situations where they were able to create lots of opportunities. So I think our backs were just they all played just so well tonight that it was really a team effort. So it was great that we were all able to work together and get the win.
The Trojans now move on to the state tournament knowing they have the talent, depth, and resiliency to win 3 more games and raise another trophy.
Wayzata is the #1 seed in the Class AA state tournament. The Trojans will play St. Michael Albertville in the first round on Thursday at St. Cloud State University. Jay talks more soccer with a state tournament bound Maple Grove boys next.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. The Maple Grove boys soccer team, like the Crimson girls, headed to the state tournament, and 3 of the guys that helped to get it done for Maple Grove joined us, starting with Alec Downing, getting a couple goals here in this section championship game against St. Cloud Tech. How much fun was tonight for you and all of your teammates?
I mean, it was a lot of fun. At the beginning, I was worried for a second. We were down for a while, but then we brought it back. We came together as a team, put a few in the back of the net, and then held them down.
Now, they played a strong first half, but you guys came out and just really took control at the beginning of the second half. Was it a great locker room speech or something by the coaches, or what?
I mean, we all just decided we had to hit our goals that we wrote down. We had to play as a team, and then we just had to work hard and put it away.
You guys head into the state tournament now. What do you think of your chances? Can this team go all the way or go far in the tournament?
If we play as a team and we have fun while we're doing it, absolutely.
Thanks so much for joining us. Have fun in the tournament.
Thanks.
And Dakota Weigel, one of the captains, anchoring things in the back. And you guys played a solid game here tonight. It was an opponent you guys I don't think knew real well coming in, but what did you think about the effort against Tech?
We knew a little about them, like how they'd play out, but we have never played against them, so we just kind of took it from the very beginning, learning what their habits were, and then eventually just kind of caught onto that and shut them down.
You guys have had a great season, and how much fun is it to carry it on and be playing for another few rounds here?
It's going to be great. At first it seemed like a long ways away from the very beginning, but then later on I realized we're getting closer and closer, and it's like, this is a real thing. We're going to go to state.
You guys play a tough schedule in the Northwest Suburban. Does that have you good and ready for the state tournament too?
Yeah, we see a lot of, a wide variety of teams here, so it's like we're kind of prepared for anything that someone brings at us.
Dakota, congrats on the section title and have fun at state.
Thank you.
And Antonio Magadan, another guy, it seemed like the ball was always on your foot here tonight. You came out and really gave it your all, as did all you guys. Did you talk about that before the game? Every play down the field to really hustle hard?
Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of everyone for coming together. Before the game, we just decided to come out and play as hard as we can. Always just play or try to have fun when we play, because that's when we're playing our best. And we all just tried to relax. We were a little bit nervous in the beginning, but we ended up coming out hard and fighting a good fight.
They scored first, but how important was it that you guys answered so quickly? You weren't trailing for very long at all.
Yeah, the thing I love about our team is that we never give up, and whenever we're down, we always try to fight back. So, like I said before, I could not be any more proud of our team.
Coach Leininger was telling me this week that coming into the year, you guys, expected to do well, but I don't know that everybody had thought you'd only have one loss at this point, or that this would be a really dominant team like it is. What's been the key to everybody coming together like this?
We're all friends off the field and on the field, so I think that's a big part of it. We spend a lot of time with each other, and we all just work for each other and fight for each other.
All right, Antonio, great job here tonight and all season long. Have fun in the tournament.
Thank you very much.
All right, Antonio Magadan, one of the key players for the Maple Grove boys soccer team as they win the Section 8AA title to advance on to the state tournament. We're going to have a look at our plays of the week in just a moment, but first a look at how things shake out for the State AA boys soccer tournament.
With it here and scores. What a play by Meredith Hawkinson. It's out front. Here's a chance. A shot. Oh, and Hennessy, a big stop.
Friday, October 27th is the date for the 2017 New Hope Community Prayer Breakfast. Find out more at ccxmedia.org under Cities and in the Community. Don't miss Halloween at the Creek on Friday, October 27th at the Plymouth Creek Center. Find out more at ccxmedia.org under Cities and in the Community.
And that will do it for this week's show. Thanks for watching.
We'll have state soccer and tennis, section cross country, and playoff football for you next time on Sports Jam. We'll see you then.